Chris, I want to ask you about the evidence you and Christopher Rufo found that Gay plagiarized multiple sections of her Ph.D. dissertation. But first, with news coming just moments ago of Harvard backing its president, she will stay for now. What do you make of this?
First of all, about the plagiarism, full credit goes to my anonymous source who emailed me the tip. That's how I get a lot of my stories, is anonymous sources email me tips. And even more damning than my source is Aaron Siberian from the Washington Free Beacon. He published more plagiarism accusations after my plagiarism accusations. So I published about 20 examples, and some of them were verbatim plagiarism, patchwork plagiarism. But his examples were even much worse than mine. He published 20 more examples, and still the Harvard board chose to ignore both of our plagiarism. There's plenty of proof of it. And yeah, it's just wild how they chose to ignore it completely.
Yeah, we're talking dozens of examples here. Dr. Swain, you were one of the victims of this plagiarism. Gay allegedly copying the phrasing and language nearly verbatim from your book, Black Faces, Black Interests, without any citation at all. How do you feel about this?
Well, first of all, I believe that her whole career was based on fraud, that it was not just the dissertation that she engaged in plagiarism, but it's also the published works that got her tenure in the Ivy League. And I can tell you, as someone, that I didn't go to Exeter as an undergraduate. I came, from dire poverty. I worked very hard. I met the standards of tenure for Princeton. And you had to have a landmark book. You had to have something that was significant. She never met the tenure standards for the Ivy League. She was pushed along because she had the right pedigree. And it is a disgrace that the Harvard Corporation stands by her, and also her dissertation advisor. I would say her whole committee failed by not monitoring her dissertation. So instead of acknowledging the plagiarism, you had Gary King, political scientist, her dissertation advisor saying that there was no plagiarism. What does that say to every student in America and her colleagues? But it hurts race relations. It hurts every racial and ethnic minority who's worked hard to accomplish their standing in the world. It says that we're all inferior and that you have to lower standards. But this woman went to one of the best universities, best undergraduate, excuse me. She went to an elite private academy, Exeter, and she is allowed to plagiarize and to advance herself. The only thing she's advancing is the progressive agenda.
Yeah, and Chris, Gay has obviously gotten the support from her Harvard faculty members, Harvard's highest governing body, a successful petition circulating to keep her as their president and, quote, resist political pressures. But this plagiarism is outside of that political pressure. Could an investigation still be open into this?
Yeah, well, I expect it to go on for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is not over yet. And not only should they investigate her plagiarism, which they should have announced an investigation by now instead of just clearing her immediately. If there's 1 or 2 or 20 or 40 cases of plagiarism, the odds are that there's probably more plagiarism in more of her papers. And the fact that they're not vigorously investigating this right now is ludicrous.
Yeah, Dr. Swain,
even if there was no plagiarism, sorry, go ahead.
No, continue.
Well, I was going to say, even if there is no plagiarism, her record before the plagiarism accusation, she's only published 10 papers in her whole academic career, which is frankly not enough to get tenure for Harvard. If she were a white or an Asian man at Harvard, she'd be somewhere in the Midwest at the university, not at Harvard.
Yeah, and real quick, Dr. Swain, about 15 seconds. I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts in hearing this morning, that Harvard is supporting her, they're standing by her, and they want her to remain as their president? Your thoughts, 15 seconds.
It's a gut blow. It hurts every student in America and the whole academia that they would stand by her. They need to look at that thesis that she won an award for when I believe she was in high school, that opened doors for her. It was on economics. I think they should go all the way back to everything that she's ever received recognition on to make sure it was her work.